This video is to help you get started on your 16-page in-position brochure. What you want to do here in Canvas is go to the navigation and go to Files. Here in Files, we want to download the zip file, 16-page InDesign in position. Download that zip file. Go to your downloads. Open that file, and in this file you'll have an INDD InDesign file. Open that. Here we are in InDesign. You're going to want to go to Window and go to Workspace. Go to Essentials Classic. Make sure that's checked. Go to View. Go to Grid and Guides and make sure that Snap to Guides is also checked. We want to learn how to navigate around, so I'm going to hold down the Z key, as in zebra, Z, and I'm going to move my mouse to the right, move my mouse to the left. I want to hold down the space bar, and then I can move around with my mouse around my document. So let's get started on the brochure. I want to put a cover photo on our brochure. I'm going to go to the internet, back to Canvas. I'm going to use Rhythmo and Rhythmo Images and select an image for the cover, preferably a horizontal image. I'm going to download this. Go back to InDesign, and I'm going to place that image here on the cover. And I want it to be a full bleed image. So I'm going to go over here to the rectangular frame tool. And in order for it to be a full bleed, I have to go to the bleed line. So I'm going to start out here on the corner and click and drag this frame tool to the bleed on the other side and the center of the brochure, which is right here where it folds. I'm going to go to File, Place, and make sure that you are in the downloads. And I'm going to select that image, open. I'm going to come up here to frame proportionally. And now I want to place a logo on here. I'm going to go back to Canvas. Back to Files. Back to Rhythmo and Rhythmo logo. I'm going to use Lauren's logo. Canvas cannot see Photoshop files, so you'll get a question mark. I'm going to download. I'm going to go to Canvas, or go back to InDesign, and I want to place that logo right here. So I have my frame tool selected. I'm going to click and drag, and then I'm going to go to File, Place, select that logo, open, fill frame proportionally, and looks like my frame's a little short, so I'm going to go back to the selection tool. I'm just going to lift that up a little bit, and then I can move my logo to where I want it to be positioned. That's a good start to our cover. Up here you have our page number, which is upside down, which indicates to me that this page needs to be flipped. So with the selection tool, I'm going to drag over these two objects, and I'm going to rotate them. Rotate 90 degrees, and another 90 degrees, and now that's a good start to our cover of our brochure. Let's move down to page 4. Going to select an image for page 4. Go back to Rhythmo, Images, a nice vertical image, download. Back to InDesign, and I already have frames set up within the margins. It leaves a 1/2 inch margins all the way around. These frames are locked. If you hover over that frame, the lock there, you can unlock that. And now that frame's active. So I'm going to go to File, Place, and I'm going to place that image there. Fill frame proportionally. And I want to place some text here. So I'm going to go to the Type tool and create a frame. And I want to place some text from our files here. We have some text provided. Rhythmo text. And that text is in a PDF. The easiest way to do this is just to select what you want to place there and hit Command or Control C. Command, Control C for copy. Go back to InDesign and I'm going to hit Command V, Command V as in Victor, Command V to place that text there. Say you wanted to change the color of this text, you could highlight it, come over here to the text fill. You could make that text any color you wanted. I'm going to leave it black. Okay, let's move on to the center spread. And if you have the dummy that we created in class, the center spread is 8 and 9. I'm going to go to back to the internet and get an image to place on our center spread. Files, back to Rhythmo, back to Images, and it being a center spread, I want a horizontal image to place there. Let's see what else we got here. Loading a little bit slow here. It must be a big image. And go back to InDesign, and I'm going to place that on my center spread. So I'm going to grab the frame tool, hover here where my bleed lines are, go to File, Place, place that image, fill frame proportionally, and we have a full bleed center spread, and we do not need to rotate this indicating by our page numbers. Let's put in one more image here. I'm going to, let's see, place this image, download. Back to InDesign, and I'm going to place this on page 12. So I'm going to go to my selection tool, unlock this, File, Place, take that image, open it, fill frame proportionally, and page 12 indicates that this image needs to be rotated 180 degrees. I'm going to just click 90 twice. And let's say we've got a good start to our brochure, and maybe perhaps it's the end of the day. I want to save this and work on it again tomorrow. So I'm going to save as, and I'm going to name this. I notice the spelling's wrong. That way you know this document's from me. Name this Mark. And the stuff that I'm working on, I like to save to my desktop. So I'm going to select desktop, save. So now you can shut down InDesign now that we have the file saved. Close down everything and come in tomorrow, and here is the InDesign file. I want to reopen that and continue working. And here we are. And as you continue to place images and text, you're going to want to periodically go to File and Save. That will save your document along the way so you don't lose anything. Once you get the brochure completed, we want to package this file so we can send it to the client. So you go to File, Package. There's no missing fonts or links. So package, this is the default package for InDesign. It doesn't seem to include these, but I would definitely include the IDML file and the PDF file. The PDF file is going to allow people to view the file without having InDesign. The IDML file is kind of like a newer versus older versions of InDesign. So make sure those are included. Hit package. This is copyrights license agreement stuff. And I had saved that file to my desktop. If I open that file, this packaged file, I have the IDML, I have the INDD, the most current version of InDesign that I'm working with, PDF, any fonts that I used, I want to make sure that's packaged there, and the links. Links to all of those images are nicely packaged. If you don't package your file and you send this to the client, they're not going to have these links, and it's just going to say that there's errors. So packaging is essential. Also, you have this folder. You're going to want to compress or zip it before you send it. So right mouse click, I'm going to compress. I'm on a Mac. So I compress that file, and this is what I want you to turn in for the assignment. If it's packaged and compressed, I should have all of the links, and we will print this and fold it, saddle stitch it and trim it, make sure we have no issues that we need to address, and then we'll be done with this assignment. Thanks for watching.